Before the city lights came on, before stories were written down, there were whispers told by firelight. I'm Amara, and tonight, under the Lagos moon, I'll tell you what really happened to Amaka, the woman the city still fears to name. Welcome to Legend by the Fire, African folktale, where every tale burns with truth. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss what the fire reveals next, you know? There are stories you hear in Lagos that sound like gossip until they start touching the people close to you. This one, it began like that. A gist, a rumor, something people whispered about over suya and small stout, until it became my own story. I'm born and raised in Cirilla, and I've seen all kinds of things in this city. Fake prophets, landlords that turn to prayer warriors when rent is due, girls who chase sugar daddies for iPhones, and boys who wash cars at night and buy Benz the next morning. But nothing prepared me for Amaka. She was beautiful, not in that loud show-me kind of way, but the quiet, confident beauty that makes people talk. We met 2 years ago at a mutual friend's birthday in Lekki Phase 1. She came in wearing a simple white dress, no jewelry, no makeup except lip gloss, but every eye turned when she entered. People said, "Who be that girl?" And someone whispered, "Nah, that Amaka way people they fear." I didn't take it seriously. Lagos people can attach fear to anything. I went to her, smiled, and said, "Girl, you just stole the whole spotlight." She laughed softly and said, "Abeg, oh, I didn't even want to come." Her voice, I don't know how to explain it, calm but heavy, like someone who had seen too much. We became friends after that. Not close at first, but we'd talk sometimes. Go for brunch, exchange clothes, just about men. She lived alone in a quiet estate around Aja, and she was always careful. No loud music, no visitors, no social media posts. I used to tease her, "Babe, are you hiding from EFCC?" She'd just smile and say, "Not everything that hides is running." I laughed it off, until strange things started happening. One night, she called me crying. She said, "Amara, please, I need you to come." I rushed there, no bolt, just grabbed a kick from my street. When I got to her apartment, the lights were off. Only the TV was on, showing static. She was sitting on the floor, wrapped in a blanket, shivering. I asked, "What happened?" She whispered, "He came again." I said, "Who?" She didn't answer, just pointed to the corner of the room. There was nothing there. But I swear, the air in that place was thick like the moment before heavy rain. Her cat was hissing at the corner, tail puffed. That night, I slept over. At about 3 a.m., I woke up to a sound, a voice. Low, male, whispering Amaka's name, Amaka. Amaka, it sounded like it came from inside the room. But when I turned on the bedside lamp, no one was there. I froze. Amaka sat up, wide-eyed, and said, "You heard him too." I didn't sleep again that night. In the morning, I asked her to explain. She told me about a man she once loved, an older man, married a pastor in Port Harcourt. She said he promised to leave his wife. But when she got pregnant, he denied everything. She lost the baby, and then the man died suddenly 1 week later. Since then, she said, strange things followed her. Men who dated her either lost money, fell sick, or ran mad. Even one who just flirted with her online, he had an accident. People started calling her the cursed one. That's why she moved to Lagos to start fresh. I didn't believe it. I told her, "Babe, it's coincidence. You need to stop letting the past define you." She just looked at me and said quietly, "You don't understand, Amara. When you carry guilt and pain together, they can turn into something else, something alive." That statement stayed in my mind, but I still brushed it off until it touched me. A few weeks later, my boyfriend Chuka met Amaka at my place. He said hi, smiled, normal stuff. The next day, he called me saying his car refused to start fine. Lagos traffic wahala. But later that week, he developed a high fever. Doctors couldn't find what was wrong. 3 days later, he started muttering Amaka's name in his sleep. I told myself it was stress. But deep down, I was scared. I stopped picking Amaka's calls for a while. I couldn't tell her why. I didn't want to accuse her, but one evening, she showed up at my gate holding a small wrapped parcel. She said, "I know you're avoiding me. I understand, but please keep this safe." I didn't want to collect it, but something in her eyes, tired, sad, made me take it. That night, I couldn't sleep. I unwrapped it. Inside was a gold bracelet, old, scratched, but with her initials engraved inside. And underneath it, a small folded note. It said, "If I disappear, burn this." I still remember how my heart pounded reading that. Disappear? What does that even mean? The next morning, I went to her house. The gate was locked. Her neighbors said she moved out overnight in the middle of a heavy rain. No truck, no help, nothing. She's just gone. Her phone was switched off. I kept that bracelet for weeks, waiting, hoping she'd call. But Lago's life continued work, noise, routine. Until one day, while scrolling Instagram, I saw her. Someone posted a video, a wedding in Port Harcourt. And there she was in the background, wearing that same white dress she wore the day we met, smiling faintly. But the post date was from a week after she disappeared. I froze. I zoomed in. It was her. No doubt. I showed it to my friend Nika, and she said, "Babe, this video has been online since last year, but that's impossible." I met Amaka this year. I went home, pulled out the bracelet, and stared at it for hours. I thought of burning it just to see what would happen, but I couldn't. Instead, I took it to a church in Yaba, a quiet one where nobody knows me. When the pastor saw it, he didn't touch it. He just said, "Whoever gave you this doesn't belong to this side anymore." I left the bracelet there. Till today, I never saw Amaka again. Her number never worked. Her house was rented to someone else. And sometimes, late at night, when I pass through Lekki, I swear I see a woman in a white dress by the roadside. Not moving, just standing, looking at the cars. I don't know what she wanted from me. Maybe peace. Maybe release. But I know one thing Lagos hides more than traffic and noise. Some people are walking curses. Others are just victims of what they carried too long. And if you ever meet someone who seems too quiet, too beautiful, and too unlucky, remember Amaka, because some stories aren't told. They just wait to happen to someone else. Every flame tells a story. And some stories never die, even when the fire fades. If Amaka's tale left a mark on your heart, share, and let the story live on. Subscribe to Legend by the Fire African Folktale, where Africa remembers.